Hey viewers, after 2 weeks jam-packed full of demo goodness, and maybe some not-so-goodness, I think I have my unlock order decided on. Boy, this was a tough one for me to pin down, especially towards the end of the open demo. Understand, in Anthem you have access to all 4 javelins: Ranger, Interceptor, Colossus, and Storm. Each one has a different playstyle and mindset behind how best to play it. But fear not, as the javelins don't have to each be individually leveled. Your pilot keeps their level while swapping between the javelins. All which needs to be looked at is what the javelin has to be equipped with. This made it a blast in the demo, especially after the VIP one opened it up so that we could play all 4 javelins. Before we get into the countdown to the first one I will unlock, let's take a look at when you can unlock them. In the demo, you were able to unlock your second javelin quickly. Then in the VIP one towards the end, you were able to access all 4 of them. Progress went over from the VIP demo to the open demo, which meant I had the time to try out more than just the Ranger and Interceptor. In the live game, you get your first javelin at level 2. In the first level, you have access to a downgraded version of the Ranger, or if you would rather, the old model. I don't know what it is that you're doing during the first level of the game, but I am going to assume it is much like how in Dragon Age Origins it took you through the origin of your warden, with us getting to understand the game, while in Inquisition it let us get tossed into the story by following Cassandra or something along those lines, while also still holding our hand a little bit so we could understand the controls and how best to play the game. We are stuck with the choice we make at level 2 until level 8. Which is 4 levels with just 1 javelin. Then we can choose that next javelin at level 8 if we didn't particularly like the first one that we chose, or if we just want to try something new for a time, or even just to unlock it so that we have the option to switch between 2 javelins. Then at level 16 we get our third, and level 24 sees us getting the last one of the 4. There are only a total of 30 levels in this game, which means you're unlocking the 4th one very close to in-game content, or Elder Game as it's called here. But much like other BioWare games, there's always more to do after you get to max level. Heck, I didn't even defeat the game at max level in Inquisition, quite possibly because I was stopping in every single zone that I entered to fully complete the zone. Let's take a look at my unlock order, going backwards from the javelin I will unlock last to the one I will unlock first. At level 24, I plan on unlocking the Colossus. I knew this one would be the choice here for a very long time before I touched the demo. I have never been the one for the tank role. During my first attempt at playing the Colossus, I failed hard, as I had just logged back into the game after a week of no playing since the VIP demo. Now, I warmed up to the Colossus more during the mission I played it on towards the end of the open demo. It took time to get used to the idea of having no shield except for a physical one and still needing it to be in the thick of battle. I rather enjoyed the Colossus towards the end of the mission, but was eager to get back on another javelin at the end rather than keep playing with the Colossus. It didn't hit me as the javelin which fits my playstyle. When my pilot hits level 16, I will unlock the Interceptor. This came as a real shock for me. I have been playing Melee for a few years now, in just about every game outside of Mass Effect, which I still play the Infiltrator in. I just saw the Interceptor as a roguelike class until I had a real wake-up call here with how I play Rogue and Inquisition in other games. I think playing this javelin taught me more about who I am as a gamer than any other. This being said, after I got more used to the controls and started intermixing abilities, the Interceptor is a great class. I would certainly play it more than the Colossus, and I would keep its sets up to date just so I can have it as a backup in case it is ever needed to go into battle. It took me 2 demo weekends to get used to the Interceptor, in other words. During the VIP one, I kept trying to melee everything down, forgetting that I had 2 other abilities that really needed to be intermixed because I was still getting used to the controls, especially since the fast pace of the Interceptor is a lot more wild than what you get with the Ranger. Come the open demo, I was intermixing my abilities, and I also had a wake-up call about the stronghold. You can get in and melee the big guy at the end, the tyrant. I don't suggest it until you actually are in your ultimate ability when you're invulnerable, because when you do try to get up there and you get the attention of the boss, it is very easy to die, especially since you're very squishy. On to what I will unlock at level 8. These next two, Ranger and Storm, kept swapping throughout both demo weekends. I enjoyed how both played, but there was just one Javelin I kept running to over and over again. Sadly, it was not the Ranger. Thus, the Ranger will be the second Javelin I unlock, though I plan on playing this almost as often as I do my first option. And I am going to be running through a lot of content to make sure that the Ranger is up to date, I have a good build that I enjoy playing, and so forth. I kept swapping back to the Ranger during the demo just to run around the open world with, or take it back into the stronghold. I really enjoyed playing the precision build with it, taking the heavy pistol and sniper rifle. Shock Beam became one of my fast favorites, and I would love to pair it with other abilities. I am looking forward to jumping back on the Ranger the second I reach level 8. You guys know the last one, the Storm. I shocked myself with how much I enjoyed the Storm. The type of gameplay I enjoy the most is weakening targets and hitting the weak points, which is why after not liking the Interceptor, I thought for certain it would be the Ranger that took the #1 unlock spot. There was just something about being able to hover over the entire battlefield so long with the Storm, and being able to not only have the precision weapons, but an arsenal of elemental attacks to weaken my foes, which I enjoyed. I really loved comboing and seeing the entire group of mobs just get frozen or catch fire, then being able to pull out my heavy pistol or sniper rifle and hit hard while they couldn't do anything to stop me. Just being able to hover for so long above the battlefield with the long distance weapons was powerful. Yes, it did make some parts of the game dull, but then it also lured me into a false sense of security and almost slowed me down in free play when I went into a cave and I was by myself and there wasn't as much hover space. I was so used to having that long range. Once I was grounded or I couldn't hover as high, I was more susceptible to attacks because I was so used to being able to go up really high and use the distance of my weapons and my abilities. It also saw me having a little bit of a struggle with the Titan, just because some of the abilities from the Titan can reach you up high, but at the same time, it was easier on the Ash Titan because I could avoid all the rings on the ground. I rather like the idea of returning to playing a precision build, which spreads one type of status or another through the massive groups. It's a very balanced build that I was playing, with the weapons being great for single target, and the combo effect and ultimate of the Storm being great for mobs. Thus, I will be unlocking the Storm at level 2, Ranger at 8, Interceptor at 16, and finally the Colossus at level 24. My question to you, did the demo change your mind on what you would unlock first? Tell me your unlock order in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.